Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Vale Customs. So today we're going to do sort of an update of my collection room. It's still kind of being worked on. It's a mess still, but I just wanted to give you guys an update of how everything's going and give you a little bit of a background. Hopefully some two pre-order statues I got coming in, and I got a bunch of personal customs I'm working on. So I'll probably do another update video next year, but I just want to show you guys the direction I'm going in and how everything came to be. So a little bit of a background. If you saw in the beginning of the video, I was starting a video on this, but what happened was it was so long to take these module cases to get to me. It took about a year, and I decided that that video in the beginning is just too messy. So I just kind of did a quick video of what the room used to look like, and this is kind of where I'm at now. So I wanted to get module cases because what happened was, about a year and a half ago, I redid my floor, and I did a floating floor here, and I did it throughout the whole entire house. As you can kind of see, it goes throughout all the rooms. So I have a very small house, but the problem is I took everything out of the room, and I put it into my studio and in my garage. I was literally able to fit everything in my house in those two rooms. But it was a nightmare for about a week and a half to 2 weeks because I had to get everything out. I had to rip up some of the carpet. The guys came in, did the floating floor. I had to bring everything back. So I decided that when I brought those Besta cases in, because I used to have those IKEA Besta cases, I said, you know what? These things are not good enough. I can't display anything. It's just too messy in here. And I decided that was the point. I want to get module cases. So I contacted Module Case. I said, hey, you know, I'm building a new display room. I really want to do stuff. I sent the measurements. I told them what I wanted. And this is what I came up with. Now, I know it's not your typical perfect module setup. But for me, in my house, it works good. Because I have a very small ceiling. And then also I have like kind of an angled ceiling over there, so I couldn't do the bigger stuff, and we'll kind of get into that. One of the other things too is I used to have really bad blinds on the side of the house, because on this side of the house, me and the neighbor took down a big giant tree, so I don't get any shade anymore. And what happens is the sun is on that side of the house, and it becomes a hot box, and the sun hitting all my statues coming in, even with those blinds I had, was a nightmare. So I got these sun blockout shades in here. I really wish I could actually remove that window, but it's just the way it is. So what I'll do is I'm going to stop the camera. We'll kind of go over everything and stuff. I'll show you some stuff that what I'm planning on doing with the collection. Show you some of my customs and how I want it displayed. And just go around the room and everything. So like I said, I got a very small house, but with the module cases and the way things are working, I actually have way more room now than I expected with these cases, because they're bigger than I ever realized. And it's actually kind of cool now, so I can actually pick up some statues that I want, finish some personal customs, and I don't have to worry about them sitting in the box. So let me stop the camera. We'll kind of go around in a circle in the room, show you what I'm doing and my setup, and then you guys can let me know what you guys think, if you like it and everything. But so far I'm pretty happy with the way it is. I'm pretty simple. I'm not really a complex person. I don't have a huge house. As long as I could kind of display my own grails, it works out that way. So let's get the camera in hand. We'll kind of go over everything, and I'll show you guys where I'm going with the collection. Alright, so we're going to go over the room. If my camera's shaky, bear with me. I can't really put the tripod in here, because what happens is it just won't let me get to where I want to go. But so when I'm at night, when I'm done kind of working and everything, I come and I sit down here, and this is pretty much where I chill, relax. I got the windows open and lights on just so you can see a little bit better. So I'll kind of go over a lot what I'm trying to do and how everything's going. So what I'm here is I wanted room for pictures. Now I know I wanted to get this case sort of up to the ceiling, but I have a thermostat here and everything. So I figured, you know what, this is fine the way it is. I know it's not perfect, you know, I mean, seeing like this like weird little LU thing, but for me it's fine. So I got my Alvin Lee Rose commission I did a while back. I got my Adam Hughes Power Girl print. This right here is my Olivia Julie Strain smoking print. This is pretty much what got me into the hobby of airbrushing. My college professor, who was an absolute asshole, told me that doing this type of stuff will never make you any money. You have to be, you know, working for a magazine or something, but he was completely dead wrong. And look at the way the world is now. Everybody's making bank doing commissions and artwork off of YouTube or Instagram or online sites, and I'm glad I did what I wanted to do and not listen to him. But at night, I come here, I chill, throw on YouTube, watch YouTube stuff, or I put on my Mac Mini and watch some old, you know, videos from my hard drive. this whole thing is still a mess. I got to create a box that I could put all those plugs and wires behind underneath the TV so it's cleaner. I got a lot to do. I know there's a picture behind the TV there of Rose from Street Fighter, but I don't care. I know it's there and it works. This spot right here is reserved for a Bayonetta from Hummingbird Studios. That's on order. This Bombshell Power Girl and these Power Girls will get all shifted once I finish my own personal customs. But you can see what I'm trying to do is get all these graded books in here. Some graded books I'm sending in to CGC to get signed, you know, from like Alex Ross or Jeff Johns if he ever pops in there. But a lot of these graded books and stuff are... What I'm trying to do is go to like conventions this year and next year and meet these artists and get them signed. So it's kind of like an adventure. It's kind of sentimental stuff is what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do this stuff just to be like, oh, I bought this like $500 graded book on eBay so I can have it next to my statue. These are all sort of just kind of like, you know, going out to cons with people and stuff. So as you can see right here, this is my Genesville Captain Marvel with some graded books. And then there's my Phyla Vale. So, like I said, these books are, you know, they're older. They're from PGX that I got graded years ago. But the problem is it's not about them being worth money. I don't care if they're low grade. It's about the sentimental value and the adventure of going to a con to get this stuff done. So, you know, like back in the day, I went to cons with my brother, my cousin, a couple friends, even people from Statue Forum I would meet and stuff. And then I would meet these artists and get them signed, and then I sent them in just to get them slabbed just so it looks cool. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. It's all about my favorite characters. I don't care about teams. I don't care about themes. I just want the character with some graded books and just a story and stuff. So doing these, you know, build-ups myself, my own personal customs, it's kind of more sentimental and I enjoy it more. Over here, what we'll do is we'll turn this light off in the behind me. So we're going to have like a blue tint, but what I do is I've set everything up where I can turn these lights off and I can hit all these lights automatically. So I got my Hinata up here. She is got a lot of elements in her box still. I have to dig the box out behind the closet, but I'm going to do that a little bit later. And then you can see over here what I'm trying to do is put up some of my favorite artwork. So I got my some commissions from Leandro, Chris Delara, some prints, Chris Uminga, Andy's Dames, you know, and stuff like that. I got to put some more pictures up over in here. This window is great for blocking out all the sun. You can see it's kind of, we're about 12:30 in the afternoon and the sun's kind of sort of coming through. With the old blinds that you saw in the beginning of the video, like the sun would become blaring into the best of cases, and I used to try to hide it and block it as much as I could, so I said screw it, we got to put up some sun blocking shades. I'm going to put some pictures up over here. Now up over here I got room for bagged and board raw books I'm going to put up here. And then up on this angled part, on this little bit of the roof coming down, I'm going to put up another rack like I did here. So you can see over here I got some graded books. These are just kind of thrown up here for now. They're not really any placed spectacular, just to kind of test stuff. So these are siding trim you could get at Home Depot. I found a guy on YouTube that did this and I thought it was great. So I'm going to put another angled thing up here. And I'm going to put graded books. Now, you might say it's going to be an angled, but when I'm sitting down here at the couch, I'll be able to look up and see them. So that's kind of what I'm going to do there. This right here is kind of like my favorite pictures. These are kind of the larger ones. So I got a spot here reserved for a Bayonetta. If I could ever get a really good Bayonetta, I'm going to put there. I might even put another rack of smaller pictures underneath. I'm not sure yet. So over here, you see I got some room for... pictures. This door has to be replaced. This is actually the door that came with the house. This is the last door I need to replace, so that's kind of a next year project. You can see right there too my Street Fighter Alpha 2 throw rug I got off of Etsy. I had to get some Street Fighter in here, and this Street Fighter Alpha 2 is very important to me because back in college and art school I used to go to the arcade all the time before I went to my job at night. And I lived playing this game. I met so many great people out there in art school, people that didn't even go to school. It was just people I met at the mall, and we always had a great time. So it's kind of like one of those sentimental things there too. Now over here is my Besta setup. Now, I threw away 2 large cells. I had a 3-shelf thing, and I had another 2-shelf thing, as you saw in the beginning of the video if you go back. So I threw those out, and I'm letting this sit here for now. I'm going to do a commission for a guy I know in a hobby. He has actually 3 unopened DTOF DF30s or 60s, which are these blocks here. He has 3 of these, so we're going to do a trade-off. And then I have a bunch of points on Sideshow. I'm going to order a 4th one, and I'm going to create a 4-block Maju case system here with lights. So this will be like the area where, you know, if I finish a statue for somebody, or it's kind of like something that I'm going to customize, so you know there's this Emma Frost and there's that Wonder Woman in there. Those are items I'm going to be using for my own personal side customs that I might sell off and stuff. So this is going to be like the area that I'll throw stuff in to let it sit before I ship it out to a client, or somebody's going to come pick it up. It's kind of like my temporary shelf that I'll use this for. At least that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then over here, so you can see we have our blinds over here. So I'm going to turn these blinds down because the sun's coming in a little bit, so we can just see this stuff here. So over in here is kind of like my last Besta case that I will be keeping in the house, and I'm going to keep these doors. So these are like a lot of the smaller items that I really are more sentimental value that I'm not looking really to sell off, but I don't want in the Maju cases. And then I got some of my comic books and stuff that are just kind of sitting in here for now. So a lot of this stuff is going to get rearranged, but this is kind of where we're at. And then over here is the big piece. This is the corner case from Maju cases. Now, I absolutely love this in this corner. It is absolutely beautiful and it fits perfect. Now, I was not expecting to get this. When I contacted Maju Case, I thought I was just going to have like maybe 3 Maju cases going in this section right here, and that would be it, or 2. But when I showed them what I wanted and I gave them measurements, Jack from Maju Case suggested that they're building a corner setup and would I like to get in on it now, and I said yes. So I got the corner pieces and I absolutely love it. Now, I'm still working on it. I'm still rearranging everything. I'm testing statues in here, so you can kind of see where I'm at. But probably by next year, this will be all changed up. So for now, what I'm just testing is I'm kind of putting my rose statues with my arcade sticks. I threw poison here. You can see there's so much room in this corner case. I don't even have the statues to fill it in. And the other thing too is I don't want to fill in the statues. It's crazy. I want to be able to have it nice and clean like this. So you can see over here I have the 2 Sideshow Black Canaries with 2 graded books behind them. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So right here it's kind of the retro look of, or the retro team. You know, got Huntress and Power Girl in a retro outfit with a graded book. And then over here is kind of like the Bayonetta, I think this is the ACY Studios one. I had to leave the door open on this because when I opened her out of the box and I put her in there, the fumes from the item were so strong. When I put my head in there to try to get these pieces behind her, I almost passed out because I'm actually been letting her air out for the past week now. So I just gotta kind of get it aired out. But this is kind of what I want to do is I want to just set up like, you know, a character set up with stuff behind them, like the video games or a book, or, you know, over here these are kind of like placeholders for a Wonder Woman and a She-Hulk statue kit that I got. So, you know, I'm kind of just planning stuff out. Over here is the Resident Evil Lady D statue. I really like this one. I finally got to get her out of the case and set up. She's actually taller than I expected. Over here, this is a Supergirl placement. I do have a personal custom I'll be working on this version for myself. That's kind of next year. And then over here is my Kid Flash from Kingdom Come, and then another placement. I'm going to be working on a personal Bombshell Flash for myself, so, you know, I have a graded book and everything of that. So that's kind of like what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, you know, have fun with my collection, but also make it personal, you know. So it's not going to be anything super special and stuff like that. And then over here, of course, we have our, not a major award, a minor award. My brother got this for me a few years back from A Christmas Story. So I've got to find a good spot for this shelf, which will probably go over on here when I'm all done with this section. So you can kind of see where I'm going with all this. We'll kick on the lights so we get a little bit more light in here. But that's kind of what I'm doing. This is kind of the collection so far. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I want to find more room for some artwork because I want to get some more commissions done from Leandro from Ed Bain Studio. I love his work, so I want to get some more stuff done there. And that's kind of where we're at. That is pretty much the studio so far. Well, not the studio, the collection room. You know, just kind of running with it, having fun, and that is pretty much it. Not the best in the world, but for me, I'm pretty happy with it. I wish I had a, a bigger room and stuff, but I just don't. But that's where we're at. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like my setup so far? Does it give you guys any ideas? Would you suggest something else? It's a very small house. It is not very big, so I'm very limited to what I can get and can't get, which is a good thing. It keeps me not overspending, and it keeps me focused on smaller stuff and more adventure stuff to fill up these cases than to try to just fill it up with a bunch of stuff that I really don't care about. But that's where we're at right now. Like I said, excuse the kitchen in there. It's a pretty damn mess and everything. Oh yeah, and one last thing. I got a marquee for Street Fighter Alpha 2 up here, which has been with me since art school, which I took off of a case that when they were getting rid of it at the art school. I think that's where I got it. I can't remember, or I bought it on eBay. It's been so long. I think I got it off, yeah, I think I got it at college. I think I took it off the case when they got rid of it. They were going to throw it out, and I took it. But that is pretty much it. That is the setup. Pretty cool. I'm happy with it. It's more comfortable in here. It feels more like a museum. And everything is looking pretty good. So let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback. Let me know your comments. Next year, hopefully, by the summertime in 2024, I'll have another video up. And maybe this will be a little bit more fine-tuned. We'll have some more personal stuff, customs that I'll have finished. And we'll see what it looks like. So thanks for watching, appreciate it, and we'll be back with some more videos.